Hello there, good evening. I'm excited to be here with you this evening. I will excuse my face just one time since I am joining you without putting makeup on my face because it's late at night. I just threw on some lip gloss. I decided to wear my resting witch face shirt because it just seemed appropriate, because when I'm not wearing makeup, I tend to get the RBF face a little bit going on. So we're doing RBW. Hello guys, when you pop on, let us know where you're watching from, and obviously that you're watching live. So I wanted to just open up this conversation tonight by saying that 8:30 on a Tuesday night, I am normally in a call with many people in this group. We do a Tuesday night leader call every single Tuesday. We've done it for about a year and a half. And I just wanted to extend that invitation to any of you watching right now. If you are an aspiring leader or you are a leader and you want to be on that call, message your sponsor and ask how to make that happen, because here in Black Stars, we acknowledge that leadership is based off of attitude, not off of rank. And I'm so glad you're all here to talk about one of my favorite subjects tonight, which is recruiting. Okay, so I am going to first talk to you about, obviously, you're going to hear all of the reasons why to recruit on this call here tonight. You're actually going to hear 5 key points. Our key points tonight are 1, breaking down your recruiting barriers, 2, who to approach, 3, what to offer, 4, a systematic approach to making those recruiting conversations comfortable, and 5, a powerful one-liner. So most of the time in our Color Street Comp Plan, you're gonna see a recruiting called Enrolling. I'm just gonna share recruiting tonight because that seems to be the common language that everybody seems to understand. But what that means is that we're paying it forward. We're ready to grow our business. So I'm excited to talk to you this evening. It feels like there was one other announcement I had for you this evening before we got started, but I can't remember what it is. So what I'd love for you to put in the comments right now is tell us what you were hoping for when you became a stylist. So think back, whether you just joined last week, whether you joined today, or whether you joined a year, 2 or 3 years ago. Hey, Jennifer. I want you to think about what you were hoping for when you joined. So if everything went your way and everything was perfect, what were you hoping for when you became a stylist? Were you hoping to make extra money? Were you hoping to replace an income? Were you hoping to make some friends? Tell us what you were hoping for in the comments when you became a stylist. And you guys, tomorrow morning, I leave for home office and I just finished my nails. I've really struggled not to pack my bags or what to pack for the trip or anything like that, but was what am I going to put on my fingernails? So I ended up not doing anything festive, nothing seasonal, and just went to my classic favorite mani of all time. So see if you can identify these shades also. Ooh, it looks like I need to clean up a little bit right there, but if you can identify these shades, let us know that too, because it's just fun. Okay, so Jennifer was hosting for friends, extra income. Tammy was hoping to retire her husband. Julie was hoping for fun, friends, and extra income. Okay, so you guys were hoping for a lot more than me. I think I was just hoping to sell a couple nail strips, you know, like I had no expectation. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Of course, it's great to make new friends, but I guess I wasn't even thinking that far. Diane says, I jumped aboard because a good friend said you totally need to do this. Yes, I would probably jump off a bridge too if that friend said so. I'm following, girl. I'm tracking. Okay, so let's hop in and get started. I want to preface this conversation by saying there is no magic script. So if you are here to get a script for recruiting or enrolling, you're in the wrong spot, although we are going to finish tonight with a really powerful one-liner. Peggy was hoping for social and extra money. This is great. Liz was hoping to share these great strips with everyone to be able to be a leader. I love that. Jennifer wanted to jump outside of anxiety. You know what? I hear a lot of people say that they're hoping it gives them something that might allow them to have conversations that are outside of their comfort zone. Misty, I wanted to save on buying Color Street at the time. So I love this, guys, because I think what we find with Color Street is so many times what we're hoping for is not the same as what we get. Raquel was hoping for discount and fun. Okay, so you guys are a lot more fun than me to have fun on here. Okay, so I just also want to tell you, I hear a lot of people say, I'm not good at recruiting. And I want to say, yes, you are. If you are selling nail polish, which you are, if you are booking parties, which you are, if you are adding people to your VIP group, which you are, if you're talking to people at events, which you are actually recruiting, because recruiting is the same as sales, and that's what we're into, whether you love it or not. We're all shares people, so we're all about sharing things and then filtering that response. So that's what this is all about, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of credibility to talk about recruiting here tonight, because I know something we don't do oftentimes is, toot our own horn because it doesn't feel comfortable, but sometimes you want a reason of, why should I listen to this lady talk about recruiting? And I want to tell you that for nearly 30 consecutive months, I think this is 30 consecutive months, I've enrolled a minimum of 2 people every single month in my business, because there are 2 things that we are in control of, right? Our own attitude and our own effort. And so I know no matter what, if I enroll at least 2 people every single month, that my personal team is going to be growing by no less than 24 people every single year. So that's what I want to talk to you about right now, is just making this a regular stride in your business. So just like selling nail strips, just like bonus qualifying, those are things that we must do. And I want to shift this recruiting mindset to not something that's like, oh gosh, if only ever I could, or, I'm going to try, but it's something that we must do. But I'm going to talk about so many good things tonight. So let's just get started. So tell us this in the comments when it comes to recruiting or fears associated with enrolling. What are you afraid of? So I'm going to share some answers that some other stylists shared with me, and you can tell me if any of these resonate with you. You can tell me with your reactions, or you can tell me in the comments. So, fear of being pushy. Jennifer's on it already. Fear of the word no. Yes. Misty, feel of pressuring. Fear of alienating people. Failing my new stylist. Okay, so we have fear of being salesy. Fear of being spammy. Fear of being perceived as having ulterior motives. Fear of not being able to lead them correctly. I like this. Fear of them failing because of me. Guys, these are pretty deep, okay? Fear of rejection. That was another one shared, which also shared here tonight. Fear of not being able to provide support. So these are kind of the same, failing my team, right? So we all have these fears. And we have an entirely separate training that we could talk about all night long about how fears aren't actually real. They're almost fallacies that we create within our own mind with no real evidence of such. And but that's an entirely separate training. So we're not going to go there tonight. Tonight, we're just going to take these fears as they are. There's a lot of them. Okay, so now I'd love for you to finish this sentence, okay? Because of Color Street, I am, or because of Color Street, I have. So go ahead and finish that sentence in the comment. And I am going to share some collected by stylists who I talked to before now and stylists within our team right here in Flockstar, some things that they've said, okay? Because of Color Street, I have found myself. That's pretty powerful. Because of Color Street, I am confident with who I am and who I want to be. Jennifer says, because of Color Street, I have more confidence. Yes, girl. Okay, because of Color Street, I am able to feed my growing family. Come on, guys, add it in the comments. Melissa, I love this. Because of Color Street, you're more outgoing as a person. Misty, because of Color Street, I am out of my shell. Because of Color Street, I've met so many great ladies. Because of Color Street, I have been able to contribute to our monthly finances. Because of Color Street, I have found new lifelong friends. Here's another one. Because of Color Street, I'm no longer missing precious moments with my growing children. All right. Because of Color Street, I'm no longer struggling with postpartum depression. Because of Color Street, I'm now reconnecting with my community. Because of Color Street, I can spread joy. Love that, Julie. Because of Color Street, I talk to more people because of them complimenting my nails. Love that. Because of Color Street, I am having so much fun. Because of Color Street, I have made friends. Oh, Sophia, miss you too, girl. Because of Color Street, I have more friends. That was another one. I love that you're duplicating that, Myrna. Because of Color Street, I am a better mom. Because of Color Street, I am confident. Because of Color Street, I have less worries of having more month than money. Holla! Because of Color Street, I get to be home with my kiddos and have flexibility while still helping with the family income. You guys, all the feels, right? There was one more here. Because of Color Street, I'm living in my dream home. You guys, this is all the proof that you need to combat every fear that you have ever felt. We are living proof of exactly what it is that you have to offer. Isn't that amazing? So you can read in the comments that truly you're a hope dealer. Look at all of this hope that we have to offer. So if there is anything that you gain from this conversation tonight, I want you to know that if you are holding back because of your own fear, you're being selfish. And I know that can be a little bit hard and a little bit harsh to take in, but really think about that. If we're holding back everything that this company and this business and this opportunity has to offer because of our own fears, we're only actually being concerned about ourselves and our own feelings. So recruiting and enrolling is not about you. So if you have ever felt like, I don't want this person to think that I have ulterior motives, or I'm afraid of being pushy. You have to remove that from your brain right now and focus on this hope that we have to offer other women, because we're not going to prophesy that future of being pushy or of being salesy. We're just offering hope. That's it. It's their we're putting the ball in their court by telling them, sharing with them, offering to them everything that is available through Color Street, and it's up to them to make that decision. So this is for breaking down your barriers right now. It's about shifting that mindset. Recruiting and enrolling is not about you. And if it is about you, then I want to encourage you to just talk to more stylists, ask more questions about what Color Street is doing for them. Come back and read the comments right here in this video feed. Just read what Color Street is doing for other people and remove yourself from the equation of enrolling. It's time to pay it forward. Okay, so number 2, who do we offer this business to? Well, it's going to sound really cliche to say, offer to everyone. This business fits every single person. But the reality is, it does. every man, every woman, anybody who's able to become a stylist with Color Street has the ability to take something away from it. But we have to make it personal. We have to meet that person where they're at. So blankly just, going out there with a script or posting and praying, as we all know, it doesn't work. So let's just start this week with those people who are, how about you start with the top contributors in your VIP group, or those who you have colored 10. What if you went to every hostess in your virtual office and started offering to them? And if you're brand new and you don't have a lot of hostesses yet, start making that list. There is in Flockstars Take Flight, which is our group for brand new stylists, there is a document in there about how to start creating your master list with your dream team. And oh, there's a little floating fuzz. Sorry, not a squirrel, just fuzz. Anyway, there's lots of really great resources. So search this group for master list, look for the Franks list, and then mix up those Franks a little bit. Okay, so number 3, what are we offering? So we have 3 buckets in our business. That's what I want you to think about with our business. They're basically 3 buckets. There's an opportunity bucket, those people who want to be stylists. There's a host bucket, and there is a bucket for customers and referrals. And I want you to think of basically every single person that you encounter. You're just helping them to discover, you're not deciding for them, but you're helping them to discover which bucket they fit into. So don't make that decision for them. Allow that person to make the decision for themselves. Offer the hope. Lead with the greatest hope, which is our opportunity, and then fall back onto hosting and being the customer, preferred customer if that's something that you're offering. And then lastly, ask for referrals. So the biggest thing here is making sure we're always offering the opportunity first. This goes from all the way to our events, right? So we're doing these vendor events, and it's so easy. Let us know in the comments, ladies, if you do vendor events, what is that statement that you generally say when somebody's walking by to catch their attention? And then we're going to see if we can shift that to leading with the opportunity. So basically, it's in every single conversation that you have, all the way down to a compliment of nail polish, to an event, to anything that you're doing. It's leading with the opportunity first. And here's the thing. This is why leading with the opportunity works. First of all, it doesn't work to go in reverse, right? So if somebody doesn't want to be a customer, it's harder to ask them to be a host. I'm sorry, I'm going to get hiccups. Just a minute. Okay, so if somebody doesn't want to be a customer, it's harder to ask them to be a host, and then it gets super awkward to ask them to be a stylist, right? It just doesn't work that way. And then secondly, just because of the psychology of human beings, we're people pleasers, we want to say yes to people, so we have to offer in reverse. Opportunity first. If they say no, that's okay. We're going to offer them our second best opportunity, our second greatest hope, which is hosting. And if they say no to that, we're going to offer them the product as an opportunity to be a customer. And guess what? If they say no to that, you can still ask the question, who do you know who polishes their nails? Or who do you know who's looking to add more fun? Who do you know who's looking to make friends? You can always ask for referrals. So let's go back here and hear what y'all are saying. Have you tried 100% Color Street nail polish? I love that. I give them a compliment to stop their stroll. Okay, great. So then after that, what would you say? Peggy, I compliment them about something. That's great. So, that is a really wonderful thing to mention, guys, is the compliments right there. And the reason compliments are so beneficial is because, one, it just helps that person to feel really good. And one thing that about people is they don't always remember what somebody says, but they will always remember how somebody made them feel. And doesn't it just feel good to help other people feel good? So that's great to lead with a compliment. So what if you're at that event and maybe you said something like, "Hey, have you heard of the Color Street opportunity?" So they're either going to say yes or no, just like they would about the nail polish. But then when they say, oh, what's that? You can say, you know what? It's a savvy social business at your fingertips. It's powered by nail polish, or, whatever. I'm just rambling stuff that comes off the top of my head. But being able to offer that opportunity, you can fit it into absolutely any conversation. Okay. So let's see, where are we in our list here? Don't make the decision about anybody else. Lead with the opportunity. Okay, and that's the other thing is when you get a negative response, it's okay to continue planting the seed for that person and helping to build their own confidence by asking, you know what, Susie, who do you know who's just like you? And then reference that compliment that you said in the very beginning. So you're just really good at connecting. I can see that people are drawn to you, whatever it is. Who do you know who's just like you? And in asking that, not only is it a compliment, but it's allowing them to have that psychological acknowledgement that, gosh, she's looking for people like me. I might actually be good at this. Okay. All right, so number 4 tonight is your systematic approach to this conversation. And this is so fitting because we were just talking about compliments. You've heard me talk about this as compliment, justify, ask, but since this is a recruiting conversation, we're going to stick with that R. Recognize, reaffirm, and then recruit. So how do we do that? We recognize a compliment, or we recognize a strength in somebody. Recognize something to compliment, recognize the strength, and then offer a compliment, right? But compliments don't go anywhere if we can't reaffirm them. So reaffirm by justifying how you know it's true, and then recruit them into one of your buckets. So an example of what that might look like, I can see Rachel on my screen right now. So I might just say, gosh, Rachel, you have this incredible ability to draw people to you. I look forward to your newsfeed for all of just the fun and the way that people interact. I'm curious, have you ever considered the opportunity of monetizing your ability to bring people together on social media? So right there in that little statement, I just made this random crap up, okay? Rachel, I do love you. When I say I made up this random crap, I do love you. I was just making something up. I was thinking of a prospect in my head. So I'm sure your social media is phenomenal. So a couple of things with recruiting there is you want to share a compliment that you know is true because you need to be able to justify that compliment. That's how you're going to reaffirm it for them. And then ask the question. So recruit is just asking, it's offering. So recognize the strength, compliment it, reaffirm it by justifying how you know it's true, and then recruit by asking a question. So we're to number 5, our powerful one-liner. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things because you want a question when you're asking questions. Remember, we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. That's to talk less and to listen more. And the best way to make sure we stay in check with that is to ask questions. And the more we know about someone, the more powerfully we can connect with them on how this opportunity might work for them, or we can sometimes even help them to determine if it's a good fit or not. Okay, so your powerful one-liner is this. If you write down anything, write this down, okay, and put it somewhere where you can practice regularly. If you have kids, if you have a spouse or a partner or somebody that you're living with in your home, offer some things using this approach just so that you can get really comfortable with it, okay? So I'm curious, if I could show you a way to blank, 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 would you be interested in learning more? Or I'm curious, if I could show you how to blank, 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 would you be interested in giving it a try for 2 weeks to see if it's a good fit? So those 2 questions, let's talk about them. I had a blank, 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 and that blank is filled in with what's in it for them. So this is your final question. A lot of people say, gosh, I just can't get so-and-so off of the fence. I know she's perfect for it for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, but they're just stuck on the fence. I don't know how to get them to just make that jump. this is a key question, guys, to help get them to take that leap of faith. I'm curious if I could show you how to blank, blank, blank. Would you be interested in learning more? Or would you be interested in giving it a try for 2 weeks? So let's take a look at what that might sound like. So maybe you have gotten an objection. Drop some objections for me because my brain's not working right now. Okay, so I'm thinking of somebody. I don't have enough time. So I know this person is a super busy mama. She's a busy mama of 5. She also works a part-time job and she just doesn't have enough time. So I might say to her, okay, I see Misty's name on the screen right now. So I might say to her, Misty, if I could show you a way to build a profitable business in the nooks and crannies of your mom life that might allow you to step away from that side gig, bringing more time back into your calendar, would you be interested in learning more? Raquel says, I don't know enough people. So maybe this one would be, gosh, Raquel, if I could show you how to plug into a duplicable system and expand the number of people that you know so that not only do you know more people, but you have more friends, would you be interested in giving it a shot for a couple of weeks to see if it works? Janelle, I could never sell anything. I love this one too. Hey, Janelle. Well, actually, it's not hey, Janelle. So, Janelle, if I could show you a savvy technique to how selling is just the same as sharing a recipe, would you be interested in learning more? That one's kind of lame there, but I could definitely do better. I already sell for a different company. Oh, Misty, that's an interesting one. So I would need to know a few more details here. So maybe if I could show you, gosh, I need to know more details about this company, okay? Because that would definitely help me to frame this, but something along the lines, that's definitely one where, if I could show you how our savvy business is right at your fingertips, or if I could show you how simple it is to grow a savvy business because it's right here at our fingertips, would you be interested in giving it a try for a couple of weeks to see if it's a good fit? There we go, Misty. That one might work. So we already covered time. Oh yeah. So Misty, this one's so simple because the consultant that you're talking about carries around a lot of stuff. They have to schlep a lot of things around, and that is just so much work. Okay. So that is definitely the thing to say there is exactly that is if I could show you a business that is literally with you wherever you go with a pocket-sized product that anyone can, I could just go on and on and on and on because it's so simple. It's at your fingertips. Would you be interested in giving it a try for a couple weeks to see if it's a good fit? Okay, so Liz says, I have a VIP who wants to but can't afford the starter kit. I've offered to help her, but she still hasn't joined. She would be amazing. So if I could show you a way to get paid by Thursday, would you have a way to try it for a couple of weeks to see if it's a good fit? So what I'm suggesting there is that she might have a credit card that she could put the kit on and we could show them a way to get paid by Thursday. That's one of those sketchy things where we have to know that they're coachable because I don't want to be responsible for somebody putting something on their credit card and then not being coachable. But Liz, that's definitely an approach to take. So if I could show you a duplicable way to plug in right now and get paid by Thursday, would you be interested in trying it for a couple weeks to see if it's a good fit? Or would you be interested in learning more? So when we say those two things with our question, with our ask, we're asking them to either A, set up an opportunity to learn more. That's a great time to plug in the power of a 3-way call, which we've got lots of content about that in this group. That's with your sponsor, your enroller, or a sister stylist, or somebody who's just like them, or you're asking them to go ahead and enroll by trying it for 2 weeks. Tammy, how do they try it for 2 weeks? Okay, so this is simple. Trying it for 2 weeks is enrolling right now, because why? We don't have any there are no payments, there is no risk, anything for that stylist for 2 weeks, actually for far longer than that, but this gives them 2 weeks to get 2 paydays in and to see if it's a good fit. I feel like if they When we tell them 2 weeks, would you be interested in trying it for a couple weeks to see if it's a good fit? That alleviates any stress. And most of the time, it's just fear of failure. So if you're giving them an out at the same time that they're joining, they're more likely to not feel like they're letting you down or letting somebody else down. A lot of times, if a brand new stylist is ghosting you, not communicating with you, it's because she's afraid she's letting you down. So it's really interesting. How would you be interested in trying that for a couple weeks just to see if it's a good fit? When you say something along those lines with that tone of voice, so many times people are able to have enough confidence to go ahead and say, yeah, I could do that. I could give it a try for 2 weeks. I don't really have any expectations, but I'll give it a try for 2 weeks. What do I have to lose? You know, they're getting a great kit, that kind of thing. So great question, because I didn't actually share that in there. So, right, just remember that when you're filling in the blank that you're filling in is always what's in it for them. Keep in mind that enrolling and recruiting is never about you. So if you're allowing your fears to hold you back, stop being selfish right now and read the hope that we're providing to other people. And lastly, people are ultimately going to join your business because of your energy, because of your confidence, and because of the fun that you're having. Okay, so this is a really interesting thing. So many times, we think, I'm not going to recruit until I have a little bit more confidence, right? When in fact, it's the act of recruiting that builds that confidence. So don't allow that to be your excuse anymore. Don't allow that to hold you back from sharing hope with somebody else. And lastly, I want to close with one statement here. So this is my quote for the day. And I think we recapped okay. All right. So what you do makes a difference. You have to decide how big of a difference you're going to make. And the reason I love this quote so much is because we already know as stylists, the confidence that we're sharing with other women, how just our simple nail polish will help roll their shoulders back. They get a little jump, skip in their step, and all of these great things just start happening because of nail polish. Think about how much bigger that difference can be when you have a team, an army of women who are spreading joy and spreading confidence and sharing compliments with other women. And just think of the magnitude of the impact that you could have at that point. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, guys. I hope we covered well how to break down your own barriers by shifting the mindset to it's not about us and our fears, it's about them and the hope that we have to offer. Who to approach, because my goodness, I can't think of anyone, honestly, who isn't a good fit for Color Street. What it is to offer, don't forget your 3 buckets and always lead with the opportunity bucket first. Then don't forget your systematic approach. It's compliment, justify, ask, or recognize, reaffirm, and then recruit. And then your powerful one-liner. If I could show you a way to blankety blank, 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 would you be interested in learning more? And remember, the blank is filled in with what's in it for them. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. Have a super awesome week. Good night.